This was a weird burger eating contest. The participating group must consist of one person and one dog. Within 3 minutes, the team that ate the most burgers won. The first team was a fat guy and his dog. In the second team, there was a bald guy and his Danish dog. The third team consisted of the main character and the Saint Bernard dog. The first two teams seemed to be quite excited, it was just that they were moody. The competition began. 2 large burger pots were brought out. Both first and second team started eating. But in the third team, only George participated in the competition. The 2 boys below the stage made fun of them. Immediately, George looked at his dog and started. He looked at the first team that was frantically devouring. The second team was not inferior either. The bald-headed man stopped for a moment and looked at George and his dog as if they were possessed by ghosts. 1 man and 1 dog madly devoured burgers. The competition reached its most intense stage. The bald man tried to squeeze the burger and George instantly imitated. With only a few seconds left, 3 teams quickly sprinted. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time was over, the judges came to check. George's team won in this competition. And George's partner also received the nickname Lunch Saint. And also was worn a blue bow. But don't think this guy can only eat. This dog also had a famous name of Beethoven. Every day after waking up, the first thing Beethoven did was run to his bowl to find food. If he saw nothing to eat, he would go to the cupboard to find snacks. Or climbed up the table to eat on the sly. Certainly, he wouldn't let himself go hungry. One day, Beethoven was bored with nothing to do. He saw that the dogs on the street all had pairs. Coming to the park, he saw a very loving couple. He raised his eyes up to see, even doves had pairs. He was the only single dog. Beethoven was upset, he wanted love. When Beethoven was dreaming in daylight, a shadow suddenly appeared in the lake. It looked like a beautiful dog. Beethoven immediately rushed over. Finally, he saw the beauty's face. The beauty's name was Missy, she wore a necklace and a pink bow. As expected, she was a pretty girl. Beethoven seems to be captivated. This was really his dream lover. The 2 dogs looked at each other without blinking. They fell in love at first sight. Missy's male owner seemed to agree to this relationship, and bought them 2 ice creams. But at that very moment, the one who split the couple appeared. She was Regina, Missy's female owner. Recently she was asking her husband for a divorce, to threaten her husband to pay alimony. Regina immediately took Missy away. Beethoven's girlfriend was taken to the car, he instantly chased. He followed the car for a long distance. Following the scent of his lover, Beethoven finally found out Missy. Missy jumped over the banister and escaped with him. The couple walked on the street together, making other dogs jealous. That day, the 2 had a happy day together. The 2 of them sat together to watch roast chicken and admired the streets together on a cyclo. In the evening, the 2 even went to the movie together. In the romantic atmosphere, the 2 nestled together. After that, Beethoven regularly sneaked out of the house. 3 months later, his little owners finally discovered something unusual. So they began to follow him to their warehouse. This scene made them extremely excited. Missy gave birth to 4 newborn puppies. Those puppies and Beethoven were like 2 peas in a pod. But at that time, Regina appeared to take Missy away and left the 4 unweaned puppies. The small owners couldn't heartlessly leave them alone. So they secretly raised them in the basement. The poor little dogs were separated from their mother. The children had to use straws to feed milk to them little by little. Thanks to their devoted care, the 4 little dogs gradually grew up and were able to drink milk by themselves. But the truth will out. One day, their father discovered 4 small dogs. No, it's not about 1 dog, but 5 dogs. I know they're so cute. But when they grow up, they'll mess up our house. But in the process of taking care of the puppies, children loved them early. And more importantly, they feel responsible. We'll raise them like our parents. But he looked at his children's pleading eyes, he finally agreed. And just like the father said, after a while, our house was a complete mess. A little dog got into the ground clearance. As soon as he ran to grab the dog, the road washing truck also passed there. The little dog quickly withdrew to sidewalk. When the father was washing the car, the little dog climbed on a skateboard and rushed to the garbage truck. He hurriedly chased after the dog. Fortunately, nothing happened. But his nightmare wasn't over yet. Because there were 4 puppies like this. And each of them had different pranks. A little dog liked messing the father's bag. The one liked lying on his head, the other liked using the toilet. And when the 4 dogs joined forces together, their destructive power was even more terrible. But one day when the 4 dogs and their owner hung out, they were targeted by Regina. These Saint Bernard puppies would definitely sell to make a lot of money. So she stepped forward and snatched the rope from the children's hands. But she didn't know this was just the beginning of a nightmare. The pets escaped from her and ran into the forest. Regina and a fat man immediately chased them. But unexpectedly, when they reached a bridge, the two fell down. Suddenly, one of the 4 small dogs came back and gave the fat guy urine. He was mad and wanted to catch it immediately, but he rolled down the slope. His head was stuck in a tree stump that couldn't be removed. So he brought the stump and went back to find Regina for help. When Regina saw that, she was extremely angry. He was a real loser. She tried to pull the stump out. As a result, after pulling it out, she also rolled down the slope with the stump. In the blink of an eye, she was nowhere to be seen. The 4 little dogs also met their parents. When the whole family was happy to be reunited, the 2 people also appeared. They hugged the puppies and took Missy away. Luckily, the owner's Beethoven also came. The fat man felt that the situation was not good. So he picked up the small dog and threatened to throw it over the cliff. The father had no choice, so the fat man gladly let the dog down. At that time, Beethoven rushed into the fat man. And then they bathed in the mud. When they stood up, they laid into each other. Suddenly, the nearby branches were swept away by the strong river current. They were swept away too and didn't know where they were going. But perhaps, in the rest of their lives, they wouldn't dare think of a plan with dogs. Today's movie content ends here. See you in the next video.